My name is Maya Angelou, and I'm here to speak the good word, stand on the good foot, to encourage you, to support us all. We have to teach young women the necessary lessons they need so that they will be their own advocates. Your vote is powerful. Don't underestimate your vote any more than you underestimate yourself. Don't do that. Get up, get out, and get counted. Sisters, let us support each other. Let us stand up and say, I can be counted. And I'm asking on all of you, as women, please support yourselves. I'm Maya Angelou. Thank you.
My mother's tears live in me. And I've learned that it's okay to cry and still be strong. We used to sit around our old black and white television set, and I remember JFK, Malcolm, MLK, and RFK, all silenced. So I honor my mother's tears by not being silent. That's why I vote. Plan your vote. TWIST2020. Tough women in strange times.
Lots of reasons why I vote, but I want to tell you about my grandmother, Ernestine McMullen, who was born in 1933 in the Jim Crow South, and who at the end of her life was a superdelegate in Barack Obama's second campaign, who migrated in the Great Migration with a husband and 2 children as a teenager, was the mother of 8 by the time she was 27, and then became the mother of thousands. When drugs hit the Black community, she taught herself how to navigate the social services system in Lansing, Michigan, thereby taking care of the needs of thousands. Who was at the March on Washington and saw the I Have a Dream speech, and who in the 80s became a politician and ran for Congress. And in her 50s, taught herself how to become a drug abuse counselor in a therapeutic setting. And you know they told her she couldn't do it, right? This is why we vote. Tough women in strange times. TWIST 2020. Plan your vote.
I recently crossed the country in celebration of life, family, joy, and love. I realized through these times, change must happen. People are angry, hurt, and fearful. No more should we cry for the loss of lives, but cry out and let our voices be heard. My ancestors helped build this country, and I vote because of them. Too many before us have given their lives. It's time to vote. Be the change.
My great-grandmother was a slave. She and many others like her were systematically stolen from their homeland, shipped to this country in chains, and forced to work on plantations, picking cotton, making white landowners all the more rich off the backs of slave labor. She wasn't allowed to vote. She wasn't allowed to read. She wasn't allowed to write. She wasn't allowed to have a say in what happens in her life. She wasn't even allowed to have a say in what happens in her own body. This coming November, I'll be casting my vote because my great-great-grandmother wasn't allowed to cast hers. This is why I vote. Plan your vote.
Hi, my name is Brenda Russell. I'd like to tell you why I vote. My great-grandmother
was born into slavery. Her name was Christina Levant Platt, born on August 29, 1843. As a young girl, she was a water girl for the slaves in the cotton fields. And as she got older, she became the lookout for the slaves. While they were sneakily kneeling and praying for their freedom, she would watch for the horse that was coming. And as he got closer, the overseer, she would tell the slaves to get up from praying and start picking cotton. She had 11 children. She lost 2. She sent 4 to university because she insisted upon going north after the war so her children would be educated. She said, I put prayers on my children's heads. And I think she was right because it's working. Twist 2020, plan your vote.
Hi, my name is Ledisi. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, but raised in Oakland, California. I come from a line of men and women who spent life's work fighting for the truth, fighting for their community and giving back, being of service. You see, in my family, I have military background, I have nurses, legal secretaries, professors, assistants to senators, judges, spiritual leaders, priestess, Black Panthers. I mean, all over my family has given back to its community. And that's why I vote, because I have a legacy standing with me. You see, when I stand, I'm standing not only for myself, but I'm standing for them. So that is why I plan my vote. Plan your vote. Twist 2020. Tough women in strange times.
I was a teenager when we went from Negro to Black, but Black is beautiful. I sported a big afro. I joined the Black Panther Party. At Michigan State University, I helped serve breakfast to inner city school children, one of the Panther Party's community service programs. Black power, baby. The struggle is real. It is evidenced all across these ununited states. Police brutality is increasing. Hate crimes are accelerating, lifting the veil on systemic racism. Listen to me. If you want to change what's going on in this country, then you have got to vote. Vote for you. Vote for your family. Vote for us. But vote. Plan your vote. Twist 2020. Vote. Tough women in strange times.
My grandmother was born August 4th, 1911, 8 years before the 19th Amendment was passed. And I was born on her 54th birthday, August 4th, 1965. President Barack Obama was also born on August 4th, 4 years earlier. I remember how proud my grandmother was to vote for him, her last time voting after living for a century. So I vote in honor of my ancestors, their sacrifices, their legacies, and labor that afforded me this right. And I vote because I care. So plan your vote. Twist 2020. Tough women in strange times.
My name is Sheila Hathaway. My mother's name is also Sheila Hathaway.
And my mother's name is Sheila.
Did my mom vote?
Yes. Our names have been on the voting block for at least 100 years. My father and mother were vehement about casting their ballots.
All jokes aside, we are LALAH Hathaway. Vote.
The lady in that picture is Edna. I'm Edna's daughter.
She was rocking Harlem in her 20s, and I'm over here trying to rock whatever I can in my 70s, but feeling a little shaky about it. And so I complained to a friend a few weeks ago that I didn't see how I was going to be able to get out there and physically vote. I'm 70. I have asthma. I've already had pneumonia. I don't know if I'm going to sing again. And my friend said, "What's your mother's name?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "What's your mother's name?" I said, "Edna." She said, "Am I talking to Edna's daughter or an imposter?" And I realized, I'm Edna's daughter. Of course I'm voting. Of course I'm doing whatever I gotta do. You've got to be Edna's daughter too, or Mary's daughter, or Sally's daughter. And remember, all of the black girl magic our beautiful African queens have infused into our souls. It's time for us to rise up and do what we do best. Vote! Edna's daughter, signing off. Voting.
Hi, I'm from Chicago, and I'm an activist. I've been an activist most of my life. I was with the Black Panthers. I started a free breakfast for children's program there. My grandmother was a woman of the world. She was a writer. She was a world traveler. And she insisted that my mother vote. My mother also insisted that I vote. And I insist that my children all vote. And if you're having a hard time trying to think of a good reason to vote, think back on the people that died for us. You gotta vote. Plan your vote, TWIST2020. Tough women in strange times.
I have never taken voting for granted. Black women fought for black suffrage in the 19th century. And in the few cases where it was successful, only black men benefited. Black women fought for women's suffrage, but only white women benefited. Before I was born, my mother did dangerous activist work with the NAACP, the Southern Negro Youth Congress, and other organizations. Many people were beaten, brutalized, and killed because they believed that black people should have the vote. I vote because we need to intensify our movements against police violence, the prison industrial complex, climate change. I vote because I believe in an abolitionist future.